Dutchess. This is my channel, Dutchess Divinity, and we do lots of stuff here, but I'm going to do a daily tarot read today. I decided to go live so that people could join me. We're going to start out the reading by me helping you shield and ground for the day, because I feel like I need a little bit of shielding and grounding for my day. I feel really weird. I feel off. I feel like the energy has been really crazy, and like I don't really know what's up and what's down. I feel like I'm caught between multiple timelines, and I just need some grounding, some shielding for the day, and then we'll pick some cards. Hi, how are you? I want this to be quick because I usually end up staying on live for like way too long. So, yeah, we'll wait for a few more people to come in, and then we'll get into it. Okay, people are starting to come in now. Hi, everyone. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through connecting you to the earth. Hello, Lena. You're not alone in that. Thanks for popping on here with us. Yeah, no problem. I just figure, like, if I'm sitting here pulling cards for myself, might as well just put it on the channel, because if I'm pulling, like, a daily energy, it's highly likely that it's going to resonate with my subscribers, at least some of them, those who feel called to watch this, right? So instead of sitting here and like existentially pulling cards alone, might as well just come on and do it. So guys, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 3 deep breaths, okay? And while you're taking these deep breaths, I don't want you to think about any of the stresses from yesterday. I don't want you to think about any of the stresses you have going forward today or the rest of the week or whatever. I want you to truly tap into your body and into your heart while we do this. Good morning. And just connect back to the earth, okay? So I want you to take 3 deep breaths and truly clear your mind of nothing but fine dining and breathing. Just kidding. SpongeBob reference. Clear your mind. Ready? I call upon Archangel Michael specifically to help get me through this day and to help get my clients through the day. We need protection, and we need grounding, and we need direction. I also call upon St. Jude, the patron saint of lost causes, to aid us in this really odd energy that we're in right now, both astrologically and globally. I think a lot of us are just waiting for the shoe to drop, and it feels really weird in the in-between. So many of us who are awake and seeing the next steps for Earth, while so many people are not awake and not seeing the next steps for Earth. And so I just call upon all the archangels, Archangel Uriel, Gabriel, Michael, call upon St. Jude. I call upon the very high frequencies today. I call upon Yeshua, Jesus. I call upon the lion form of Jesus, the Lyrian form of Jesus that so many people resonate with as well. I call upon all of our spirit babies that are with us, either babies lost or babies to come. I call upon the benevolent ancestors as well. And I just ask, please, that you purify us in a deep, deep light energy. Please purify us. Oh, hi, Lizzie. And I ask, please, that we walk through our day with neutrality. Like, I really am needing some 0 point frequency. I need neutrality and peace. I feel like I can't feel that in Connecticut anymore. I'm really struggling to feel okay here. I could cry because I know the entire state is compromised, and I haven't felt the same since Joe Biden came to visit and opened up some weird human trafficking orphanage. And that happened in November, not last year, but the year before. And I remember I felt messed up for like a week beforehand. And I haven't felt the same about this state since. And if you remember when I was doing daily reads, which I can't imagine how people feel by the border, because that is the worst trafficking hub in the United States. I don't know how people live there. But I don't know if you guys remember when I was really struggling doing daily reads, it turned out the strip club down the street from me was actually, had Homeland Security at it and was getting in trouble for human trafficking of the college girls, and the foreign students and foreign women. So I just feel like the entire state of Connecticut is compromised. It's hard for me to feel like neutral here. It's really hard. And it's hard for me to be at peace here. And I just want to run away. Like on days like this, I just want to book a trip and get out of here. But I can't keep running from myself. I can't keep running from my circumstances. I just have to know that this is not the state I'm going to end up in. And I just have to trust that I'm going to be building towards the next phase of my life on this birthday that I have, June 21st. I feel like everything's going to start falling into place as far as like a life partner and stuff. And then I can start to get ready to get out of here because I don't want to do it alone and I can't keep running from myself. So that's just me being really honest, I guess, about how I feel. And it's like every day I wake up and there's no reason for me to feel this dread or this anxiety, but I do. And even when I was talking to my friend about it, like there's been a lot of traumatizing stuff that's happened in this house, like a lot. Like I almost died in this house multiple times. On top of other horrific experiences that I've had in this house. And I just, as much as I love this house, I'm outgrowing it. And the energy signature is no longer conducive to me. And I'm in this fucked up in between where you're just kind of lingering there. It's almost like I'm being birthed and I'm stuck in the birth canal. And I like can't get out because it's not the right time, right? Sorry to get a little dark and existential. But the land and its people are fucking crying. And I hear it every day and I feel it every day. And I'm really tired of it. All right, now I want to teach you guys I want to have you ground and shield right now. So, let me see what you guys are saying. I got class, gotta run, but I hope you beautiful people have a beautiful day. Thanks, Pragya. All right, let's get into this. So I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a couple more deep breaths. And I want you to imagine a light orb in your center. And imagine that light orb growing and growing until it surrounds you and you're surrounded in a white light bubble. And I want you to imagine as well a light beam going from your core, going from your center, shooting down through the earth, down into the earth, down through all the layers, the roots, the dirt, everything. Just shoot that light down into the earth and find the earth's center, the earth's core. It can look however you perceive it. For me, it's a smoky quartz orb, and it's usually surrounded by fairies and other elementals. So Connect that white light from your core down into the earth's core. So now you and Mother Gaia are one. You are connected to her. Now shoot that light, root that light into the center of the earth, then shoot it back up through your body, up through the top of your head, up into the ether, up so high through time and space, through the sky, all the way up to source as you perceive source, God as you perceive God. Shoot that light up to source and connect to source. And pull in all that beautiful energy. So now you're connected to source, the source from which all things come. Now shoot that light back down through the ether, down into your body, down, 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 down into your body. And send it back down through your lower chakras, down into the earth, connect it back down to Mother Gaia, into the center, and shoot it back up. So now you have a beautiful system. You have a beautiful figure 8-like system that connects you to the earth and to source, and you're in the middle in this beautiful 0-point frequency. And any time today that you feel out of alignment or out of your integrity or your emotions get the best of you, you can come back to that meditation and know that you are both grounded and enlightened. All right? So Spirit, what is the daily tarot message that we need to hear today? Interesting. All right, so now I feel is a time of rest, like I was saying. Okay, so Spirit. All right, so we have the 2 of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the 3 of Wands, the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, and the 10 of Swords. So Spirit is telling us that we are exactly where we're meant to be. We're not supposed to be over here in the 3 of Wands energy. We are supposed to be in the 2 of Wands energy. We are currently in a Hanged Man period, where we are, oh my gosh, sorry guys, I have to turn off the chat, and I have people messaging me. I have ADD. Sorry. Okay. So we're supposed to be here. Basically, it's just reiterating that we're supposed to be here. If you're someone like me who's not used to resting, not used to, just being quiet, taking time for yourself and relaxing instead of working, or always doing things for friends and family, or always being the shoulder for people to cry on, or being that person that runs the errands, or bending over backwards for your loved ones because you can, and you like it because you love your loved ones, so you don't mind bending over backwards for them all the time. This is not the time for that right now. Right now, if things are quiet, right now, if things aren't working out as you want them to, okay, so here's an example. I really want to get back to training. I hurt both my shoulders and I couldn't work out or dance or train. I do personal training to make sure, because I got in a bad car accident. So a lot of times the training helps me to stay strong, so I'm not in so much pain, And what happened was I smacked my head really hard on the shower, and then my muscle memory basically thought I was in another car accident. So then my body got really messed up, and I had to go through all this physical therapy and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty common when you have a trauma like that, a major physical trauma, like a car accident, that your body will snap back into survival mode. I just saw 1414 when I said that. And so it's I haven't been able to train, and so I reached out to my trainer to start again, and he's very busy right now because him and his wife just had a child, and she just started working again, so they're kind of going through those, layers of figuring out time and how are we going to make this work, basically. And so I can't, even though I can go back to train right now, I can't quite go back to train right now because he has his own stuff going on, and it might take a little while for him to figure that out. And inside I'm like, I want to train, but I can't, like, because there's nothing I can do about that. I have to surrender. And there's so many things in my life right now that I'm like, and so Spirit's saying, like, that is pointless. You're not supposed to be doing things right now. You're literally supposed to be observing. You're supposed to be sitting back. You're supposed to be within your body. Like, it's time to get into your body and really feel yourself and your energy, and also feel the physical things that you're feeling. So maybe your feet always hurt and you're like, just ignore it. Well, maybe you should do a foot soak, and really get into your body. And observe yourself, observe others. It's almost like you want to just be like a ghost, like floating through time and space right now with like no thoughts, feelings, or attachments, literally just there. Like, just be there. It's a very shamanic energy to just observe and be there and not really do anything. It's very shamanic. It would be really good also to like get outside and also put down the phone, because this to me, it's like the world is in his hands, which makes me think of the World Wide Web. Put down your phone. All right, I'm going to tell you something I'm going to do. I'm going to set a rule for myself that for the next 4 days, I'm not going to get on my phone when I wake up. I'm going to give myself a couple hours before I get on my phone when I wake up. I'm not going to go on Instagram. I'm not going to answer my texts. I'm not going to look at my Snapchat. I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm just going to be in myself in the moment. So yeah, for the next 4 days, mark my words, I'm not going on my phone when I first wake up. Unless I feel called to do a reading or something like this, then I'll use the phone as a means to do the reading, but I'm not going to use it to connect virtually, like with people or with a social media app. I'm not going to use it to mindlessly scroll, and I'm not going to use it to fill a void in my energy. So that's one, that's the first message. And then here with the Knight of Cups and the Three of Wands, and they came out like this, I feel like Spirit's saying that it's like very shortly you'll be out of this Two of Wands energy and into this Three of Wands energy, where things are starting to manifest physically and things pick up and move more quickly, and just pick up in a way that you've been waiting for them to pick up. So I feel like it's almost like you're going to go from this state of like everything feeling very sticky and stagnant, and all of a sudden stuff is going to take off, but it's going to feel really good. And so Spirit's just saying this time right now is preparing you for when the ships do come in here with the Three of Wands. There's nothing to do. I had a conversation with 87-year-old me. I was meditating out at the ocean, and then she came through and she said, take charge, do nothing. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? That's an oxymoron. And she said, take charge of your mind, take charge of your thoughts, take charge of what you can take charge of in your reality, and then do nothing. Let source do the rest. So if I have control of my mind and my feelings and everything I've been talking about remaining neutral, and I just float through life, source is going to take care of the rest. So take charge, do nothing. And Spirit's saying as well that if you reject this rest, it's just going to leave you feeling bad. So like they're telling me like how last year when I knew I should have been slowing down and cleaning up my diet, but I didn't. I was out like drinking and eating cake and things like that, and because of that my immune system got so low that I ended up with COVID, and then because the COVID was so bad, I had COVID for 20 days. So Spirit's saying like you can make this easy on yourself or you can make it hard on yourself. You should just don't reject rest right now, because we'll force you to rest. That happens so much to me. If I don't slow down and rest, Spirit makes me by making me sick. So yeah, let's see. Let's get some cards from this deck, and then we'll pull some advice. Yeah, Spirit needs you to work with them. Spirit feels as though it's almost like, you know what they just showed me? They just showed me, when no judgment to people who put their kids on a leash at this point in life. Like, I used to think it was crazy when I was a kid, but the 90s were a very different time. Now, I can't say I wouldn't be the person with a kid on a leash, especially at a place like an amusement park or like the Big E or something like that. I don't judge people at all for putting their kids on a leash. But they just showed me, you know, when you have like a kid on a leash or even like a dog that's super tired, like a puppy, and you're just dragging them around and their face is just down and they're just like being dead weight and you're just dragging them behind you. That is how spirit feels with you right now. They're like, come on, like bend a little, give a little. Like, it would be easier if we were walking in the same direction instead of you just giving up. And now I'm like, well, that's counterproductive. You just told us to do nothing. And they're like, yeah, but like, you have to flow with us. Don't flow against us. They're showing me salmon and how salmon jump upriver. That's like what you're doing right now. It's like you're jumping ship up a river and they're like, no, please stop. Please stop. Please shut up. Just kidding. From Step Brothers. Yeah, so here with the Five of Pentacles, they're saying, ultimately, you can look at the situation however you want. You can look at it as you're a one-legged hobo that's been traveling through the night and that you'll never reach your destination or your destination so far away. Or you can look at it as, I'm almost there. Yes, I'm a one-legged hobo. Look at me. I just fucking trekked my way through a fucking snowstorm on crutches with one leg and no help. And the church is right around the corner. It's about 15 minutes away, but I can do it. I'm not giving up. Like, there's two ways to look at this situation, right? And so you can either choose glass half full or glass half empty. You can be dragged by your face on the leash as your parents drag you through an expo center or something, or you can get up and you can walk, because either way you're going through the expo center with your parents and you're on a leash. You are on a leash, basically, is what Spirit is saying. Like, because you would go too crazy if you weren't, okay? And you got off track and they need you to go back to co-creating. Go back to co-creating and stop being so crazy and stop making it harder for yourself and spirit, okay? And then here we have the shaman as well. So the shamanistic principles and energy of being in a state of neutrality and working with the land is what's going to bring you the most peace, joy, and success. It brings you financial abundance as well here with the Ace of Pentacles. And I see that it's like what you're manifesting is a tall order that needs to, there are certain things that need to fall into place. So they just showed me when you go like this with a book and all the pages kind of like fall into place. It's like that. It's like you're going like this and all the pages have to fall into place so that you can manifest the large manifestation that you're working on. But also, like, it's a divine timing thing. Like, it's not up to you. It's not up to your guides even. This is a divine timing thing. This is a soul contract thing. Eight of Pentacles. So just focus on yourself. Focus on work today. Do some artistic stuff if you can. Really getting into the body, so you can do tapping. I really like EMF tapping, but just connecting to the body. Stretch today. Drink a lot of water. Get outside. Lay in the sun if you can. Focus on work. Just focus on what makes you feel good. Focus on what you enjoy, and focus on what brings you abundance and what builds you up. Not things that stress you up. Not things that stress you up. Not things that stress you out and tear you down. Okay? So advice, please, Spirit. Alright. Okay, so my nose is itching. So if you've been hoping someone comes back, someone could come back. Wow, okay. So we have first things first. And this is about taking the baby steps that you need to take and how you have to crawl before you walk, right? How I was saying, like, Spirit has you on a leash, basically, and they're like, okay, well, instead of being dragged, why don't you crawl? And then once you're done crawling, why don't you walk? And then after you walk, we can take you off the leash. My nose is so itchy. Someone's coming to communicate with you. That only happens, it's so annoying when I, like, have these nails and these glasses and this hardware, this face hardware. I just feel like I want to rip it all off, rip off my body and turn into stardust. First things first, one step at a time, okay? And then eventually, when they're no longer dragging you in the direction that you need to be in, then you get let off the leash, right? So first things first, get up from getting dragged across your face, crawl, then walk, then the leash will be removed. Okay? And then we have Michael, Prince Charming of Protection. So just know that this is all for your protection. You might be really wanting, here's my thought, you could be really wanting to go back to old thought patterns or ways of being, and Spirit's like not letting it happen. That's why they're dragging you away, because they're like, no, like that part of your life is outdated, and we're protecting you from going back to it. And then we have High Octane and Angelic Personal Trainer, which is funny because I was talking about my personal trainer. So High Octane. So Spirit's training you right now, especially your mind, and they're getting you in a space, like I said, to be open to receive and to no longer need the leash, so that you can just make the right decisions for yourself. And I almost feel like once things click, there's going to be this huge moment of like where things just take off, and it's like you're flying by the seat of your pants in that like spiritual energy where things just like take forth, like go forth. And then with the wild roses, you're blooming where you're planted. So even though your circumstances are not what you thought they would, or less than ideal, you're still choosing to grow. Even if you are getting dragged by your face with a baby leash, at least you're choosing to still flourish, right? And then with Wicked Wonders and A Date with Destiny, I just feel like Spirit's saying, like, just have faith. Like, have faith that it's all going to work out as it's supposed to. Have faith in the divine. And also A Date with Destiny, I really feel like that further solidifies the timelines and the astrological events and certain things unfolding in order for other things to happen. And with the Wicked Wonders, I just feel like Spirit has so many gifts waiting for you. And it's like you just have to walk through the expo center instead of getting dragged through the expo center, right? I mean, you can get dragged if you want, but do you want to? I don't. And then Kick It Up and Hot Lips. So this is about having fun in the meantime, enjoying yourself in the meantime, relaxing and not having worry, and also being grateful. So even though you find yourself in a position that you don't necessarily want to be in, it's important to express gratitude about the things that you do appreciate about this situation. So like, even though it is sad to be lonely and stuff, I'm also grateful that I didn't like legally bind myself to someone, like marry someone that wasn't right for me. So even though it can be a little lonely and stuff, being single and looking for like your life not looking for your life partner, waiting. I'm waiting. I am just waiting. I am not looking. I am waiting because I know they'll find me eventually. But it can feel a little lonely, but hey, at the end of the day, I'm not married to some fucking idiot that I don't even like anymore that is trying to take me for all I'm worth. I don't have a kid with someone I don't like. Like, I don't have a kid with someone I'm not interested in spending a lifetime with, because when you have a kid with someone, now you're connected to that person for the rest of both yours and their natural lives. Like, there's so many things I can be grateful for instead of focusing on, like, being all upset about how I'm, like, lonely and this and that or whatever. I can focus on the grateful things. So it's up to you to focus on that as well. And also with the vampire two-step, it's about no longer letting, I feel like that's what, friendly skies, Spirit's saying, oh yeah, and direct dial Archangel. So I actually feel like Archangel Gabriel, if you called upon him, he's actually the one who's like dragging you through the expo center because you were allowing yourself to be taken advantage of by a spiritual vampire. And Spirit said, oh hell no, you know that fucking sound, oh hell no. I just heard that in my head, especially with the sunglasses. They were like, bitch, oh hell no. And then they called up Archangel Gabriel and he was like, let me get the leash, and now you're getting dragged through the expo center. You know what? I don't know why. I just keep imagining when I was a little kid, so my dad was a landscaper, and we would go to these, like, landscaping conventions, and I would see kids on leashes then, and it was, like, very disturbing for me, but I get it now, like I said. And so I don't know why I keep saying, that's why I keep saying the expo center, because that's what I think of. But also, there was, like, a big purple Grimace from McDonald's. Like, he was, like, a big puffy, like, Grimace, and I loved him so much, and I wanted to hang out with him so much, even though he's just, like, a grown adult in a fucking puppet costume. But I was a kid, and I wanted that, and I honestly, they did. They had to, like, coerce us into getting away from Grimace. I think that's his name. The big purple shape from McDonald's, back when McDonald's used to be fun and didn't have, like, fetuses in their food. Anyway, I don't know. They probably had human flesh in their food at that point, too, but it's almost like I'm seeing it's like the person wants to stay and, like, stay with Grimace, and the family's like, sorry, like, no more Grimace, it's time to go, and they're like, oh, but I want to stay with Grimace, and Spirit's like, shall we, it's time to move on, you can see Grimace next time, or you can fucking see Grimace another day. Right now, we have to go through the rest of the expo center. So that's what I see in my head. But yeah, Spirit was like, saw you getting taken advantage of, and Archangel Gabriel full on came down and was like, no. Took the leash and was like, no. No. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys. I'm just going to say thank you. Thank you to my guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, star family, higher self, Yeshua, Baal, Ra, and God Source, for allowing me to be the channel through which these messages flow. We thank you for the truth, and we thank you for the advice. Amora, Ashe, Namaste. By the power of three, Samoda, be, always works, always a blessing. I'm also trying to temper the mindless scrolling. I'm thinking about getting Audible and listening to books instead of junk food entertainment. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Hello. You like this view? Thanks. This is where I do my personal readings. It's just down the ground. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. I'm gonna listen to this back because it's probably got some really good information. But yeah, we got a little off the rails there at the end talking about Grimace in the expo center. But that's literally what I see. You can't tell me you've never seen that. You can't tell me you've never seen at least somebody dragging their dog by the leash, if not a kid. I've seen both. Oh, you're talking about me being a nice view? Thanks. Alright, well, doesn't look like anybody's talking, so we'll go ahead and get off this. Alright, bye guys. Thanks for joining me. I hope this helps you. I fully believe that Spirit would drag me. LOL, I'm not an easy soul to work with. Yeah, I get it. Alright, I love you guys. I'm gonna go now. I hope you have a great day, and I hope this helped you. Alright, bye! Wait, why is it not closing? Sorry.